My husband does not love me. He loves the Empress. The Empress arranged our marriage. And he had no choice but to take me as his wife. After we were married, I was buried in the noise of the children and never-ending housework. Meanwhile, he spent his days drinking and reciting poetry in front of the Empress's portrait, paying no attention to our household. Finally, I fell ill from overwork and was on the verge of death. The Empress came to see me, dressed in her finest attire. She spoke with a tone of regret. Lu Yu, my dear sister, you are truly blessed. The air in the countryside is so refreshing, unlike me, trapped within these palace walls, suffocating to death. Though you are about to die, your soul is free. I was so enraged that I coughed up a pool of blood and died. Only after my death did I realize I was merely a supporting character in a story. My miserable life had been deliberately orchestrated by the Empress, the female lead. When I opened my eyes again, I had been reborn. In this life, I would personally hand over the good fortune that the female lead envied so much. Main T. EXT. Lu Yu. This wooden hairpin was carved for you personally by Brother Qin Hong. It contains his deep affection for you. Staring at the wooden hairpin in Lin Xia's hand, I was still in a daze. Wasn't I dead? Why could I still see Lin Xia, who was only in her teens? Could it be that I've been reborn? It wasn't until after I died that I realized I was merely a character in a novel. But I wasn't the female lead. The female lead was my best friend, Lin Xia. She was the daughter of Minister Lin's concubine. Although she had been taken back into the Lin family, her status was low, and she lived a miserable life. As for me, though I was a supporting female character, I was the daughter of a prince, and my mother was the Empress's own younger sister. The privileges I enjoyed were no less than those of a princess. For Lin Xia to know me and be my best friend was the luck of a lifetime. Because of me, her life underwent a complete transformation. No one in the Lin family dared to treat her with disrespect anymore. When she was bullied, I stood up for her. When she lacked jewelry, I paid to buy it for her. I was so good to her. But what about her? All she ever did was use me. There was an invisible entity by her side called the system. The system told her that as long as she completed all her tasks, she could ascend to the throne as Empress. One of her tasks was to bring Zhou Canhong and me together. By completing tasks and earning points, she could exchange them for higher-level items. Zhou Canhong, the failed scholar male supporting character who deeply loves the female lead and silently sacrifices for her. He knows full well that Lin Xia will never love him. Yet he willingly plays the role of a sycophant. He says, as long as Xia is happy, I'll do anything, even if it means marrying a woman I don't love. After the wedding, Zhou Canhong forcibly took me back to his rural hometown against my will. I was forced to have 2 children in 3 years. Trapped daily amidst the children's noise and endless housework, while my mother-in-law constantly tormented and harassed me. And what was Zhou Canhong doing? He spent his days drunk, confessing his love to Lin Xia's portrait. When he sobered up, he hurled the most vicious insults at me. My body and mind were shattered. I wanted to escape, but every time I was caught and dragged back, he would beat me mercilessly. Finally, worn down by exhaust, I was on the verge of death. Before I died, Lin Xia came to see me, dressed in her finest. She said, Leo, you're truly blessed to be able to breathe fresh air out here in the countryside. Unlike me, trapped in the palace all day, with a crowd of people fawning over me wherever I go. Oh, depressed I could die. Lu Yu, even though you're about to die, your soul is free. Rage overwhelmed me, and I coughed up a pool of blood before dying. Pfft. What a stupid plot. Ili Lu Yu will only be the protagonist of my own story. I will never be controlled by any plot. Since Lin Xia loves the fresh air of the countryside, I will certainly grant her wish, and I'll make sure Zhou Canhong stays by her side forever. I'll make them happy until the day they die. Lin Xia hadn't noticed my displeased glare yet. She forced the wooden hairpin into my hand. I flung it away with all my might, and it fell to the ground. She protested indignantly. Li Yo, what are you doing? This is a gift from Brother Canhong. How could you throw it away? Brother Canhong will be heartbroken when he finds out. I slapped her hard across both cheeks. Lin Xia, I should be the one asking you. What are you playing at? I treated you like a sister, and yet you shove a gift from some stranger in my face. Are you trying to ruin my reputation? She clutched her red, burning cheeks. Her eyes filled with confusion, probably wondering why I wasn't following the script. If I'd followed the original plot, I should have been deeply moved, pinned that wooden hairpin to my head, and paraded through the streets, eager for everyone in the capital to know that I, Li Liu, a noble princess, had disregarded propriety and exchanged gifts with a stranger. Le Yo, how could brought her Canhong be a stranger? You're destined to marry him. He's written love poems for you, and you feel. Lin Xia, what nonsense are you spouting? I snapped, shouting even louder than she was, causing everyone around us to stop in their tracks. Zhou Canhong is your childhood sweetheart. That love poem was written for you. Back then, I was worried people would call you immoral, so I hurriedly accepted it on your behalf, and then I burned the poem right away. If I hadn't been reborn, I would never have known that the so-called love poem and hairpin were originally meant for Lin Xia. What? You burned that poem? What else could I do? Wait for someone to dig it up one day and slander my reputation? Passers-by whispered among themselves, pointing and whispering at her. Just then, I heard a strange sound. Li Liu's favorability toward Zhou Canhong has dropped to 0. Side quest failed. 10,000 points deducted. No system. Please don't. Lin Xia's face contorted in agony, and a surge of satisfaction welled up inside me. I made up an excuse to leave, because I feared that if I looked at her even once more, I wouldn't be able to control myself and would kill her right there on the street. However, just as I was about to leave, someone blocked my path. Li Yo, you made Xia cry and then walked away without apologizing. She treated you like a real older sister with all her heart. Is this the kind of upbringing they have at the Prince Qing's mansion? I held my breath, my emotions churning inside. It turned out to be another of my enemies. The male lead of this story is Li Qingde, the third prince of the current dynasty. In my past life, Lin Xia used an item provided by the system to control my body, forcing me to return to the Prince Qing's mansion and steal my father's imperial token. That token allowed him to command the imperial guards in the capital, which is how Li Qingde narrowly won the struggle for the throne. My father opposed his ascension to the throne, claiming his claim to the throne was illegitimate and that he lacked the virtue to rule. Li Qingde seethed with rage inside but showed no sign of it on his face. Instead, he had Lin Xia use the item to control me once more, forcing me to kill my own parents with my own hands. I was arrested and thrown into prison. Lin Xia pretended to act out of sisterly devotion, kneeling before Li Qingde and begging for 3 days and 3 nights. In the end, Li Qingde spared my life. But from then on, I was condemned to live as a commoner. Everyone says the Empress is deeply, loyal and righteous, and that I'm here to repay her kindness in this life. Repay her kindness? Pfft. I'm here to seek revenge. third prince. You accuse me without hearing both sides of the story. It seems Consort Zhao's upbringing of you leaves much to be desired. I glared at him angrily and continued. I have no biological sister. My mother bore only me. Don't go claiming random people as relatives. I hope all those born of concubines will stay within their proper station and stop daydreaming about things that aren't meant for them. With that single sentence, I struck a nerve with both the male and female leads. Lin Xia's face flushed red once more. Li Qingda's face, however, darkened. He was born to a palace mate whom the emperor had favored while drunk. From the moment he was born, Consort Zhao had taken him in and raised him as her own. In his quest for the throne, he had received the Zhao family's full support. Yet after he ascended the throne, he executed the entire Zhao clan on trumped-up charges. Consort Zhao was poisoned to death by Hai's own hand. Later, Li Qingda brought back his birth mother, who had guarded the imperial mausoleum for over a decade, and honored her as Empress Dowager. Thinking of all this, I truly felt sorry for Consort Zhao. She poured her heart and soul into raising him, only to be repaid by an ungrateful wretch. In this life, I must make Consort Zhao see Li Qingda's true colors as soon as possible and cut off his right-hand men. Brother Qingda, please don't fight with Lu Yu over me. It's my fault that Lu Yu is angry. A few tears fell from Lin Xia's eyes, and Li Qingda felt even more heartbroken. He turned to scold me. Li Liu, how have you become so petty? You weren't like this before. I snorted coldly. How I was before and how I am now is for my parents to discipline. When did it become your place to meddle? Li Qingda was at a loss for words. He clenched his fists, desperate to strike me. But he dared not. After all, he still wanted my father's support. The emperor trusted my father implicitly. With my father's backing, Li Qingda stood a strong chance of being named crown prince. In my previous life, Li Qingda had indeed considered having Lin Xia directly control my father. But the item the system provided could only control those willing to give their hearts to her. Otherwise, why would he have needed to manipulate me into stealing my father's token just to secure a narrow victory? Watching Li Qingda clasp Lin Xia's hand tightly, I suspect he's forgotten about his existing betrothal. To bolster his power, Consort Zhao went to great lengths to arrange his marriage to Lu Qingning, the eldest daughter of the great general of the Northwest. But before Li Qingda ascended the throne, Lu Qingning died in an accident. Since heaven has granted me a second chance at life, I will not let another innocent person die again. If the third prince has no further business, I shall take my leave. Li Qingda remained silent. Lin Xia, though unwilling, could do nothing but curse me silently in her heart. For today's humiliation, once I become empress, I will make that slut Li Liu pay tenfold. I thought to myself, I'll be waiting. Returning to the Prince of Qing's mansion, the sight of my parents brought tears streaming down my face. I ran over and hugged them tightly, greedily inhaling their scent. In my past life, controlled by the plot, I had fallen hopelessly in love with Zhou Canhong. For Zhou Ca, Nhung Sake, I defied them and even threatened to kill myself. My father's hair turned white overnight from the shock, and my mother wept herself blind because of my stubbornness. It was bad enough that I never fulfilled my filial duties toward them, but in the end, they even died by my hand. Lin Xia, Li Qingda, Zhou Canhong in this life, I will make these three scum wish they were dead. My dear, what's wrong? Why are you crying? Did someone bully you? Tell father, and I'll stand up for you. Father, mother, I am fine. I just missed you so much. I did my best to calm my agitated emotions and told him everything about Lin Xia giving me the items from that outsider's son. as well as Li Qingde forcing me to apologize. Upon hearing this, Fath flew into a rage. When did the marriage of this prince's daughter become a matter for a mere concubine's daughter to meddle in? She has the audacity. Father. It's not worth getting angry over a mere concubine's daughter. I didn't see through her before. I naively treated her as a good sister. Now that I know she's so immoral, I'll simply cut off all contact with her from now on. It's not too late for you to see through her now, Mother said, stroking my head. Mother had warned me long ago that Lin Xie had ulterior motives and disapproved my association with her. At the time, I had retorted that Mother was being snobbish and looked down on the daughter of a concubine. It turns out I was just foolish and naive, Mother added. I used to think the third prince was a steady and reliable man. But to think he would team up with outsiders to bully my daughter, it's truly despicable. The third prince is a master of putting on a show whenever he receives something valuable. Aside from presenting it to the emperor and consort Xiaoxian, he would also set aside a portion for my father and mother. Even Mother, who has always been so perceptive, was deceived by his facade. Father snorted coldly. That brat certainly deserves a good scolding. That day, as I was pruning my potted plants, a maid came to report. Princess, the third prince and Miss Lin are here again. Shall I send them away? I smiled faintly and continued pruning. After a long moment, I said, let them in. My father stood by me and deliberately suppressed Minister Lin in the imperial court. Upon learning the reason, Minister Lin returned home and beat Lin Xie severely, ordering her to come beg for my forgiveness. If I refused, he threatened to expel her from the Lin family. Since I hadn't followed the plot, Lin Xie failed to complete several tasks, and the system deducted more and more of her points. She was reluctant to use her remaining points to buy items that would force me to forgive her. So, she had no choice but to come beg for an audience with me day after day. Each time, I had my maids drive her away with a broom. Father deliberately nitpicked at the tasks assigned by the third prince, provoking the emperor to publicly rebuke him in front of all the civil and military officials. In my previous life, because Lin Xie liked Li Qingde, I always spoke highly of him to Father. Father would then speak well of him to the emperor, which is why the emperor came to value Li Qingde even more. But from now on, he won't get any good assignments. It's been 3 days already. I can't keep stringing them along any longer. What if Lin Xie takes desperate measures and uses a device to control me? I'm afraid I might do something I'll regret. It's time for me to take the initiative. Before long, Li Qingde and Lin Xie arrived at my courtyard. Lu Yu, I was truly wrong. I'll never send you gifts on anyone's behalf again. Please forgive me. Lin Xie knelt before me, her eyes brimming with tears, looking at the jeweled hairpin in her hair and the luxurious robes she wore. I felt like slapping myself. In the past, whenever we went out shopping together, Lin Xie would come empty-handed and return laden with gifts. I didn't care about the money. I only cared about our sisterly bond, but she had no genuine feelings for me at all. In her eyes, I was probably just an endless source of cash. I'll forgive you if you want me to, but you have to return all the clothes and jewelry I gave you in the past. I said I didn't care about the Mon EY, but I just didn't want to let her get away with it. Lin Xie froze in shock, momentarily forgetting how to cry. System. What on earth is going on? You never said Li Liu was just a stepping stone on my path to success. Every plot and character in this book is meant to help me rise to become empress. So why is that bitch Li Liu demanding I return everything? No way, those things are worth a fortune. Can't bear to part with them. I snapped. Guards, throw Miss Lin out. Non, oh no. I'll do it. I'll do it. As long as I return everything you gave me. You'll forgive me. Right. Right. Okay. I'll go home right now to pack up my things and bring them back to you. Hurry up and come back. Be careful I don't change my mind. After Lin Xia left, Li Qingde quickly placed a massive night pearl in front of me. Cousin Lu Yu. I went to great lengths to obtain this. Night pearlet suits you perfectly. Father always says you're kind and magnanimous. I believe you'll surely forgive your cousin's thoughtless words from that day. We're family. We shouldn't be so estranged. How laughable. When he took control of my body in my past life to kill my parents and have me arrested and imprisoned. Why didn't he think of us being family then? I clenched my fists, struggling to suppress the urge to stab him to death. I can forgive you. But I don't think you've shown enough sincerity today. What would you like me to do? Cousin Lu Yu, could the third prince accompany me tomorrow to stroll by the lake and enjoy the scenery? Li Qingde smiled with delight. It's no trouble at all, as long as it makes Cousin Lu Yu happy. Very well. See you tomorrow. After Li Qingde left, I had someone follow him and Lin Xia. That evening, my agent reported to me. Princess. The third prince went to see Miss Lin. The two of them spoke privately in her room for quite some time. When they came out, they were both smiling. Afterward, Miss Lin went to see Zhou Canhong. I see. You may go. I had already figured out what these three disgusting scum were up to. Tomorrow, I would present them with a grand gift. The next day, Li Qingde arrived early to escort me out. He had reserved a magnificent flower-adorned boat, spacious and exquisitely decorated inside. Just as I was about to say how pleased I was, I suddenly saw Lin Xia appear on board. And I frowned in disgust. Lu Yuri here. She reached out to take my hand affectionately, but I pulled away. Lu Yu, haven't you already forgiven me? Aren't we still good sisters? Miss Lin, I have indeed forgiven you, but I never agreed to anything else. Look at Harris, she the reincarnation of a crybaby. Tears just streamed down her face at the drop of a hat. Leo, is it only if I jump off this boat that we can go back to the way things were? If so, then fine. I'll jump. Lin Xia rushed to dash out of the boat, but Li Qingde held her tightly. Xia, don't be foolish. Lu Yu isn't that kind of malicious person. If you die, she'll feel guilty for the rest of her life. You can't let her have a guilty conscience. No. My conscience is perfectly clear. Watching the two of them pressed tightly together, Theme beside me clenched her fists. I patted her shoulder, signaling her not to act impulsively. All right. Stop threatening to kill yourself at the drop of a hat. You're ruining my good mood today. You heard Xia. Lu Yu isn't asking you to jump into the lake. Thank you, Yu. She thanked her with her words, but her heart didn't feel the same way. Lu Yu, let me let you gloat a little longer. As long as I make the plot revert and double my points, your fate will be that of a haggard Yu's wife, unloved by her husband and children. Scenes of my torment in my past life suddenly flashed before my eyes. Although I really wanted to stab Lin Xia to death, that would be too easy a death for her. Lin Xia took the opportunity to wipe her tears while lying in Li Qingde's arms, and Li Qingde showed no intention of pushing her away. Third prince, everyone knows you're betrothed to Lu Qingning, yet here you are, openly canoodling with another woman. Don't you find that inappropriate? The two gazed deeply into each other's eyes. The third prince said, that tigress Lu Qingning is nothing compared to Xia's gentle charm. If it weren't for my mother forcing me to agree to the betrothal with Lu Qingning, if I had a choice, I'd only want Xia. Xia is the one I love. Soon, or later, I'll marry her. When that happens, she'll be your third sister-in-law. And you two are destined to be sisters-in-law. Pfft. Meeting you two is my karmic curse. Lu Yu. The lake view outside is beautiful. Let me take you out to have a look. Lin Xie suggested. I gave her a faint smile. Sure. The show is about to begin. Lin Xie and I walked from the cabin to the bow of the boat. This is the largest and most scenic lake in the capital. In the past, the lake was always dotted with many pleasure boats, some used for business negotiations, others for singing, and still others for reciting poetry and composing couplets. But today, there was only our boat on the lake. How interesting. Leo. Look over there. It looks like someone you know. Lin Xie said to me from behind. Really? Let me see who it is. I craned my neck to look. And just then, I quickly turned my body sideways. And then, with lightning speed, I pushed Lin Xie out into the water. With a splash, a huge wave erupted on the surface. Help! Help! Lin Xie struggled in the water, even though there was someone underwater who could save her. She kicked him away with all her might, because she knew that once that man held her in his arms, she would have no choice but to marry him. But it was a close call. It could have been me who L.in. It could have been me who was forcibly rescued. And it would have been me who, after being held by that man, would have been forced to marry him. The man underwater was none other than Zhou Canhong. Lin Xie wanted to use this method to reset the plot and complete the mission. That why? She could earn a large number of points, gain access to more items, and achieve her desired goals. So, there was no way I was going to let their scheme succeed. Someone's fallen into the water. Someone's fallen into the water. Quick, save them. My maidservant shouted. Li Qingde immediately rushed out from inside the boat. Lu Yu, your cousin has come to save you. However, upon seeing me completely unharmed, he was utterly dumbfounded. Third prince. It wasn't me who fell in, it was your beloved. You, how could you? Third prince. Don't look at me like that. You'd better hurry and save your beloved. While he was still in a daze, my maid and I each kicked him once, sending him tumbling into the water. Li Qingde fell into the water, and Lin Xie clung to him desperately, screaming, Brother Qingde, save me. Hurry, save me. Li Qingde held Lin Xie close as he swam toward the shore. The maid and I stood at the bow, watching intently. Qingning. Is this show entertaining? That's right, the maid was none other than Lu Qingning. We used to be very close. But after Lin Xie appeared, I was controlled by the plot, and we drifted further and further apart. I had her disguise herself to come watch the show. Although she didn't understand, she still came. Lu Yu. Thank you for helping me see the third prince's true colors early on. He is truly the most hypocritical person imaginable. If I had actually married him, the entire Lu family would have been wiped out because of him. If you ever need anything from me in the future, just ask. Good sisters don't need to be so formal. I said. Let's get off the boat, you still have to take the stage for the second act. Li Qingde carried the unconscious Lin Xie ashore. He was bent over, performing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on her. Lin Xie woke up, clinging to Li Qingde, her face still pale with Brother Qingde. I'm so scared. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I'll always protect you. Suddenly, a crowd surged in from all directions, surrounding them and pointing and whispering. Oh my, isn't that the third prince and the Minister of Right's youngest daughter? A man and a woman hugging and cuddling in broad daylight. What kind of behavior is this? Isn't it said that the third prince is already betrothed to the eldest daughter of the Liu family? But I heard that the third prince had long since secretly pledged his life to Miss Lin. And the Liu family's daughter is just a third wheel. Li Qingde panicked. He knew that if this news spread, it would have a devastating impact on him. You commoners, shut your mouths. All of you shut up. Whoever dares to utter another word, if third prince, will have them killed. At that moment, Liu Qingning, having resumed her original attire, appeared among the crowd. Since the third prince has someone in his heart, I, Liu Qingning, will certainly not be the villain who tears lovers apart. Let's call off our engagement. Qingning, it's not what you think. I can explain. Li Qingde tried to push Lin Xie away, but she clung to him even tighter. Brother Qingde, I'm so cold. The whispers and pointing from the surrounding crowd grew louder. Liu Qingning had long since vanished into the crowd. Soon the streets, alleys, taverns, and tea houses of the capital were abuzz with the tale of the third prince's love affair with the daughter of Minister Lin's concubine. It was said that though they loved each other, they could not be together. So they both jumped into the lake to die for their love, but heaven would not allow true lovers to perish. So they survived. The rumors grew more intense, with several different versions circulating. I sat munching on unflower seeds as my maid recounted the tales. And the more I heard, the better I felt. It was well worth the money I'd spent hiring so many people to spread the word. Taking advantage of these rumors, the Liu family proposed to annul the engagement to allow the lovers to be together. The Emperor gladly agreed. He'd never been fond of the idea of his son having a father-in-law who held military power. However, the emperor was furious about the rumors surrounding Li Qingde. He revoked several of Li Qingde's posts and ordered him to be placed under house arrest. As for Lin Xie, after returning home, she was beaten first by her father and then by her stepmother. Later, Consort Xiao personally sent a matron to discipline her in etiquette and propriety. Everyone understood that this was Consort Xiao's way of disciplining Lin Xie. However, within a couple of days, Lin Xie's situation improved significantly. The matron treated her with the same affection as her own daughter. Others might not have understood, but I knew exactly what was going on. Lin Xie had used her points to exchange for items again. This was good. The fewer points she had, the greater my chances of revenge. As for Zhou Canhong, he is no longer a threat. That day, he followed Lin Xie's orders to lie in wait underwater, hoping to rescue me if I fell in so I would pledge myself to him. But he didn't know my men were waiting beneath the surface. After Li Qingde carried Lin Xie to safety, my men held him down, letting him soak in the water until he was on the verge of death before pulling him out and tossing him onto the shore. By the time someone found him, he was burning up with a fever that wouldn't break. Old Lady Zhou, you couldn't afford a doctor, and was so distraught she wailed uncontrollably. In my past life, when I married into the Zhou family, Old Lady Zhou tormented me daily with her matriarchal airs, siding with Zhou Canhong to beat me, and dousing me with cold water the very next day after I gave birth to force me back to work. In short, I wouldn't let her off the hook either. My people kindly informed her that Lin Xie was responsible for her son's condition. Upon hearing this, Old Lady Zhou immediately rushed to the Lin family demanding silver as compensation. To save her own life, Lin Xie insisted she didn't know Old Lady Zhou or Zhou Canhong, and even had her servants break Old Lady Zhou's legs. Old Lady Zhou wailed and cursed her, calling her a heartless, ungrateful wretch. When Lin Xie was a child, she had eaten many meals at the Zhou household. However, this wasn't because Old Lady Zhou was kind-hearted. but because she treated her as a child bride. Zhou Canhong couldn't die just yet. I paid for a doctor to save him. But I belatedly delayed the treatment, causing his brain to be damaged by the fever and turning him into a fool. Days passed one by one. And before we knew it, the day of the Empress Dowager's birthday had arrived. On this day in my previous life, Lin Ziyuho had no right to enter the palace was brought in by me. Her performance of her talents earned the admiration of everyone present, and she received many rewards. On this day, a major scandal erupted within the palace. The crown prince and consort Zhao sneaked out of the birthday banquet for a secret tryst and were discovered. The emperor was furious. The empress tried to defend her son, but this only enraged the emperor further. In the end, the empress was banished to the cold palace. Consort Zhao was sentenced to death, and the crown prince, unable to defend himself, took poison and killed himself. Only after their deaths did I learn that it was Lin Xie who, in order to help Li Qingde eliminate the crown prince's greatest rival, had used a device to slip an aphrodisiac into the crown prince and consort Zhao's wine. They felt dizzy and thought they were drunk, so they went out to sober up. And so, the tragedy unfolded. The empress was dignified and graceful, the crown prince gentle and humble, and consort Zhao meticulous and cautious. They should have had many more years together. Yet they were killed simply because Li Qingde and Lin Xie wanted to realize their grand ambitions as quickly as possible. Fortunately, in this life, Li Qingde and Lin Xie were both under house arrest, so the tragedy of the past life would not occur. However, I was too naive. Halfway through the banquet, Li Qingde suddenly appeared and presented a 100 longevity painting. It turned out that consort Zhao had asked the emperor to temporarily lift Li Qingde's confinement under the pretext of celebrating the Empress Dowager's birthday, with the intention of reinstating the confinement after the banquet. The emperor agreed. I knew consort Zhao's plan was for Li Qingde to make a good impression at the banquet, hoping the Empress Dowager would help him secure a permanent release from confinement. He succeeded. The Empress Dowager loved the painting so much that she decided on the spot to lift his confinement. After Li Qingde took his seat, I was surprised to discover that the palace maid behind him was Lin Xie. Lin Xie kept her head down, trying to make herself as inconspicuous as possible. Li Qingde had gone to great lengths to bring Lin Xie into the palace. Was history about to repeat itself? No. I would prevent this tragedy from happening. I quietly told my mother about the events of my past life, framing them as a dream. She looked at me in disbelief. Mother, I understand if you don't believe me, but I fear most that the nightmare will come true. It's better to be safe than sorry. The crown prince and consort Zhao should not leave the banquet together, even if they must step out temporarily. Someone must accompany them the entire time. Mother nodded and relayed my words to the empress. Mother and the empress are blood sisters and are very close. I believe that even if the empress doesn't fully trust me, she will follow my advice. The birthday banquet continued, filled with song and dance, and laughter rang out constantly, until the banquet was nearly over. None of the events from my past life had unfolded. Lin Xie hadn't performed to win everyone's praise, and both the empress and the crown prince were safe and sound. I could finally breathe a sigh of relief, but I dared not breathe too deeply. My nerves remained on edge, as I had a nagging feeling that things weren't that simple. Sure enough, my premonition was correct. The emperor led everyone outside the main hall to watch the fireworks display, with all attention focused on the fireworks. I was startled to discover that the crown prince and consort Zhao were missing. Instantly, my breathing became particularly rapid. I had taken every precaution, remembering only to warn them not to leave the hall at the same time. I never imagined that in this life. Li Qingde and Lin Xie would change the timing of their plan. No. I must inform Her Majesty the Empress that when Li Qingde lures the Emperor out, she must take the Crown Prince and Consort Zhao away separately. In my panic, I unexpectedly locked eyes with Lin Xie. And instantly, I felt an overwhelming sense of unease. The next moment, my feet began to move of their own accord. Oh no. This feeling was all too familiar. It was as if I had been transported back to that day in my past life when I was under her control, holding a dagger and killing my own parents with my own hands. Could it be that Lin Xie has controlled me with her artifact again? How could this be? I clearly no longer have any genuine feelings for Lin Xie. So why am I still under her control? I tried to scream, but my throat felt as if it were being squeezed shut. I couldn't utter a sound. What exactly does Lin Xie want to use me for? Is she going to make me kill my parents again? Or force me to commit an even more heinous act? What on earth should I do? Just then, I heard Lin Xie speaking to the system once more. System. This item really is useful. I can control anyone, whether they're sincere toward me or not. I wish it weren't so expensive. I've run out of points. So this time, success is the only option. Host. Are you really sure you want to abandon the side quest involving Li Leo and Zhou Qianhong? After all, completing that quest yields more points. Do you think I don't want to complete the side quest? But what can I do when that bitch Li Leo refuses to follow the script? In that case, I'll finish the main quest first. Tonight, I'll ruin the reputations of the Crown Prince and Li Leo. Once the Crown Prince is out of the way, Brother Qingde can take the position of Crown Prince. After that, I'll use another item to take out the old emperor. And once Brother Qingde ascends the throne, I'll be the empress. At that point, I'll issue an imperial decree in my capacity as empress, ordering Li Leo and Zhou Qianhong to marry, whether they like it or not. They must wed. Isn't that completing the side quest? He suppose that counts as completing it. The system said again. Focus your attention and use your mind to control it. That's the only way to use this item effectively. I understood. Lin Xie had used her remaining points to exchange for a higher level item. She intended to manipulate me into engaging in intimate acts with the Crown Prince, only to have us caught in the act. The Crown Prince and I are RST cousins. If something like that were to happen between us, it would be 100 times worse than what happened between the Crown Prince and Consort Zhao. No. I cannot let Lin Xie's scheme succeed. But what should I do? My feet had already started running on their own. In the distance, I saw the Crown Prince. Like me, he was alone. The Empress Dowager is elderly and tires easily. She'll return to Sinang Palace to rest before the fireworks even finish. And the path where the Crown Prince and I stood was the only way back to Sinang Palace. To ensure his plan went smoothly, Li Qingde had removed all the palace maids and guards from the area. What should I do? I mustn't panic. If I stay calm, I'm sure I can think of a way out. The system said Lin Xie needs to concentrate her mind to control me. Perhaps if we can distract her, I might break free from her control. But at this very moment, who could help us distract Lin Xie? Just as the situation grew desperate, a familiar voice rang in my ear. Lu Yu. What are you doing running around alone? It was Lu Qingning. She grabbed my arm. Lu Yu. You're acting so strange. What's wrong with your body? I wanted so badly to tell her everything, but I couldn't speak. Fortunately, she's a smart girl. Have you been controlled by some kind of dark magic? I wanted so badly to nod, but I didn't even have the freedom to do that. If blinking twice means yes and 3 times means no, is that okay? Yes. even though my body was under control. My eyes were free. I immediately blinked twice. So you really are being controlled. I blinked twice again. Who's controlling you? She rattled off several names. But I blinked 3 times at each one until she mentioned Lincia. It's her after all. I thought there was someone in the palace who looked just like her. Lu Yu. How can I save you? Oh no. How am I supposed to explain this with just blinks? But thankfully, my sister is quick on her feet. The one who tied the bell must untie it. I'll go grab Lincia. I am sure she'll spill the beans. With that, Lu Qingning let go of my arm and walked away. So, I found myself walking forward again. Unable to control myself. Walking and walking. Walking and walking. The distance between me and the crown prince grew shorter and shorter. In the moonlight, I saw in his eyes that he, just like me, was desperately trying to resist this control. The next moment, his hand had already involuntarily wrapped around my waist. Our foreheads pressed together. Our lips drew closer and closer. The flames of desire ready to ignite. Has Lu Qingning still not found Lincia? Could it be that my rebirth was truly in vain? No. I refused to accept this. Just then, a jolt of electricity coursed through my body, and then I realized my hands could move again. The crown prince and I instinctively pushed each other away. The control over us had been lifted. Lu Qingning must have distracted Lincia. She was the O.N.E. who saved us. Lu Yu, I am sorry. I was under someone's control just now, Your Highness. Please don't worry about it. Someone was trying to harm us. We should leave this place immediately. Now it was our turn to strike back. The crown prince, a master of lightness kung fu, carried me back to the entrance of the grand hall at breakneck speed, where we slipped quietly into the crowd. No one noticed anything amiss except Li Qingde. Seeing us safe and sound, Li Qingde looked as if he'd seen a ghost, his face contorting in horror. He scanned the area frantically. He was like, why searching for Lincia? But he couldn't find her, because Lincia and his personal bodyguard were lost in the throes of passion. Just then, a eunuch from Sinaying Palace rushed to the emperor's side and knelt before him. Your Majesty, the Empress Dowager has fainted. What? Why would the Empress Dowager faint? Hurry and summon the imperial physician. Your Majesty, the physician is already on his way. The eunuch added. The Empress Dowager fainted after witnessing the youngest daughter of Minister Lin and the third prince's personal guard meeting in private. The scene was utterly scandalous, and the shock caused her to faint. The Emperor flew into a rage. Someone, bring those two before me at once. I want to see exactly who gave them the audacity to cause chaos within the palace. Upon hearing this, the third prince turned deathly pale, cold sweat beading on his forehead. He likely realized that their perfect plan had failed. He couldn't fathom why. With the magical artifact that was Li and Ziyuith's chosen one, they had still failed. Of course. It's because we refuse to be controlled. We're resisting this absurd plot. Even heaven itself is on our side. In fact, Lu Qingning had found Lincia long ago, but there was a guard named Wang protecting her. Lu Qingning had no choice but to spend some time knocking guard Wang unconscious first, then striking Lincia with a paw. LM strike to knock her out. The moment Lincia lost consciousness, the control spell vanished. Only then were the Crown Prince and I saved. I told the Crown Prince that Lincia was the one controlling our bodies. The Crown Prince decided to turn the tables on her, giving Lincia and the guard a pill each. My eldest cousin is skilled in both the arts and martial arts, and he loves concocting all sorts of strange potions. Afterward, we placed Lincia and the guard on the path the Empress Dowager would inevitably take back to the palace. Then we hurried back to the fireworks banquet. Lincia and Guer Di Wang were brought in under guard. Both were disheveled. With marks all over their bodies, it was obvious what they had been up to. Minister Lin. I hear this woman is the daughter of your concubine. The moment Minister Lin saw Lin Xie, he wished he were dead. Your Majesty, please calm your anger. I had long ago confined this rebellious daughter to her quarters. I have no idea how she managed to sneak into the palace. Please punish her as you see fit. How dare anyone enter my imperial palace at will? Such audacity. Guards, investigate this immediately. Soon. All the leads pointed to Li Qingde. Li Qingde hurriedly knelt down and vehemently denied the accusations. Father, your humble son knows nothing of this. I did not bring Lin Xie here. It must have been Guard Wang acting on his own initiative. I implore you to investigate this matter thoroughly. Upon hearing this, Guard Wang was startled at first, but then grew remarkably calm. He said, Your Majesty, it was all this humble servant's doing. I harbored feelings for Miss Li and took her by force. Why did you choose to do this inside the palace? And on the very day of the Empress Dowager's birthday banquet. Faced with the emperor's interrogation, Guard Wang could not answer. In full view of everyone, Guard Wang drew a dagger and took his own life. Everyone was shocked by this act except Li Qingde, whom I saw smirking. Guard Wang took full responsibility for the crime, but Li Qingde was held accountable for failing to discipline his subordinates properly, and the emperor once again placed him under house arrest. Li Qingde accepted this punishment with composure. After all, it was merely house arrest. He could simply find a way to have the restriction lifted. As for Lin Xie, the emperor ordered 50 lashes, banishment from the capital, and a lifetime ban on ever returning. 50 lashes would leave her half dead, if not dead. Lin Xie was overcome with terror and couldn't accept it. She screamed, No, you can't do this to me. I am the female lead of this world. I am the future empress. They are all just stepping stones on Brother Qingde's path to the throne. You can't hit me. Upon hearing these words, everyone believed Lin Xie had gone mad. Your Majesty, please calm your anger. Do not listen to the ravings of this madwoman. In my humble opinion, it would be best to execute her now to prevent her from causing chaos in the court in the future. Consort shall hate Lin Xie with a passion. At this moment, she had not yet seen Li Qingde's true colors and was still trying to protect him. Today is the Empress Dowager's birthday. There must be no bloodshed. The emperor paused, then continued. Guards, take this woman to the dungeon. Tomorrow, behead her at Kaishaku and display her head to the public. No, I am the female lead. I am the empress. I cannot die. I don't want to die. System, save me. Brother Qingde, save me. Lin Xie was dragged away with her mouth gagged. Her beloved male lead didn't utter a single word of intercession on her behalf. After the birthday banquet concluded, the ministers returned home with their families. Tonight was destined to be an extraordinary night, with everyone discussing the incident where Lin Xie and the guard had caused chaos within the palace, as well as Lin Xie's treasonous remarks. To protect his family, Minister Lin took 2 actions that very night. First, he submitted his resignation and requested to retire to his hometown. Second, he issued a public declaration stating that Lin Xie was an imposter, and that the real Lin Xie had been killed by this imposter. When I relayed this news to Lin Xie, who was locked up in the dungeon, she was on the verge of exploding. I am Lin Xie. I am no imposter. Yes. He wasn't an imposter. But did it matter? It didn't. Through the prison bars, Lin Xie was visibly agitated. Lu Yu, we're best friends. Please save me. I don't want to die. I'll tell you a secret. Actually, We're both characters in a book. I'm the female lead, the future empress. Once I become empress, I'll ask Brother Che Engdi to grant you the title of crown princess. Lu Yu, save me. I promise to make you crown princess. You'll live a life of glory and endless splendor. Ha 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 ha, I burst out laughing. Lin Xie. Do you take me for a fool? What best friends? Don't you dare sully those 3 words. I said. True best friends look out for each other. Not like you who only knows how to take and exploit. You've never treated me like a sister. You only wanted to use me to complete tasks, earn points, and exchange them for items. You manipulated me to killing my parents, even after becoming empress. You wouldn't let me go. You forced me into a marriage with Zhou Canhong, who doesn't love me at all, and made me suffer endless torment in the Zhou family. You called that my blessing, Lin Xie. How can you even say that? I blurted out a long string of words in one breath, completely venting the anger I'd been bottling up for so long. You, how do you know? She stared at me with eyes that seemed laced with poison. Do you have a system too? I don't have a system. And I don't need such despicable means to manipulate other people's lives. But that's how the plot goes. Lin Xie clutched her head in agony, then looked up at me with desperate pleading. Lu Yu. The plot has changed. I never made you kill your parents. You've lost nothing by doing this anyway. Just let me go. I beg you. Ridiculous. Spare her. How could I face all the suffering I endured in my past life? How could I face the parents I killed with my own hands? How could I face Lu Qingning, the crown prince, and the Empress Dowager, all who died innocently? Lin Xie. A selfish person like you doesn't deserve to live in this world. I turned and walked away, hearing Lin Xie's heart-wrenching screams behind me. Li Liu. You bitch. Once I become empress, I'll make sure you die a miserable death. I stopped in my tracks. Not because of her insults, but because I heard the system's voice again. Host. All missions have failed. This system will disconnect from the host in 3 seconds. Host. You are on your own from now on. 3-1. No system. Don't leave. I beg you, don't go. I'm the female lead you personally chose. I'm the future empress. You can't disappear. You must stay and help me. System. She was simply too noisy, so I ordered the jailer to cut out her tongue. Once again, I used the form of a dream to tell the crown prince about certain events my past life. After hearing this, the crown prince's expression remained unchanged, but his hands had already clenched into fists. Before long, a large number of court officials brought charges against the third prince. They accused him of forming factions for personal gain, operating an underground money-lending ring, and embezzling disaster relief funds and grain, all backed by evidence. The emperor was furious. He stripped the third prince of his title, demoted him to commoner status, and exiled him to the border to perform hard labor, forbidding him from ever leaving the frontier. The third Princino. Now he was a commoner named Li Qingde, on the journey to the border under the escort of officials. Li Qingde still clung to the fantasy that Consort Xiao would mobilize her entire clan to rescue him, but he did not know that Consort Xiao had already seen through his true nature and would no longer make any sacrifices for him. The emperor ordered a search of the third prince's mansion. Not only was a large sum of ill-gotten gains seized, but numerous letters were also discovered. Several of these were letters exchanged between Li Qingde and his biological mother. As she read through the contents of each letter, Consort Xiao finally realized that Li Qingde had never regarded her as a mother. He had always believed that she was the one who had caused their separation. Yet back then, it was the emperor who had forcibly placed Li Qingde in her care. In the letters, Li Qingde had promised time and again that once he ascended the throne, He would bring his birth mother back in honor. Her as Empress Dowager. Consort Zhao's heart was utterly broken. She had poured her heart and soul into raising him, only to end up with an ungrateful wretch. She ordered her entire clan to cease wasting any effort on this ungrateful wretch. Everything had finally settled. The eldest Prince, Yi, was named Crown Prince. Lu Qingning and I partnered to open a girls' school, giving women the opportunity to serve the country, with the support of the emperor and the crown prince. Year after year we nurtured many outstanding young women. Some even broke with convention to take the imperial examinations and become civil officials. One day, Lu Qingning and I went out for a spring outing. In the distance, we saw an old woman berating a young woman. Her words filled with vile insults. "You're smiling at a man. You shameless thing. Don't forget. My son is your man." With that, she slapped her again, hard. Lu Qingning was eager to help, but I stopped him. "Look closely. Who is she?" Lu Qingning looked closely and exclaimed in surprise. "Lin Xia. But isn't she dead?" "She isn't dead yet. That fool is her childhood sweetheart, Zhou Canhong. And the one beating her is her mother-in-law." "What? Come on. Tell me what's going on here." I smiled faintly and explained calmly. The person beheaded at Kaishiku that day was another death row inmate. With the help of the crown prince, I pulled a switch and rescued Lin Xia. It wasn't that I wanted to give her a chance to live. I merely intended to deliver the good fortune I'd spoken of in her past life with my own hands. Lin Xia, unable to speak, was brought by my men to the Zhou family's doorstep. The moment old lady Zhou laid eyes on Lin Xia, she burst into a cackling laugh. "You wretch. You've finally fallen into my hands." Zhou Canhong, his mind utterly deranged, drooled as he chuckled. "Wife. She is my wife. That's right. My son. She is your wife. Come. Mother will teach you how to consummate your marriage." Lin Xia tried to struggle, but she was no match for old lady Zhou. Besides, having just endured torture in prison, she had no strength left to resist. My men took turns guarding her day and night. If she dared to run, her fate would be even more miserable. Day after day passed. Lin Xia endured all manner of torment at the hands of old lady Zhou, while also having to personally attend to a husband who could do nothing but drool. She lived on bravely. She longed for the day when Li Si Hengda would make a comeback, ascend the throne, and take her back to be his empress. But she didn't know that Li Qingda had died at the border 6 months earlier. It was said that Li Qingda had gone mad as well, constantly muttering, "I am the emperor. Xia is the empress. And I will kill all of you dog-like servants." Many border guards couldn't stand him and frequently tormented him. Eventually, they tortured him to death. I have no intention of telling Lin Xia this truth. Let her continue dreaming of being empress. That's the only thing keeping her alive. The story ends here. Thank you all for reading. See you in the next one.